Texas State, putting that one to bed. It was gut wrenching, getting out of there with a 7 point loss, and we had a chance to win the ball game at the end. And thought our kids battled really, really hard in the second half. I thought we came out and kind of flubbed around in the first half a little bit. But I think we found some things for sure in the second half. Certainly our kicker punter and Chase Leon had an incredible game and showed that we really did a great job in recruiting. And I think our defense really settled down in the second half with the occasional big play, but for the most part, did a good job of keeping that offense in check in the second half. So now on to Mississippi Valley State.
What did you talk about? Maybe adjustments you made at halftime because trailing 18-0 at halftime. As you mentioned, you came out played a much better second half. What did you talk about? What adjustments did you make?
I mean, offensively, we were off schedule after the first drive and really just couldn't get a rhythm going. And it had something to do with them. I mean, obviously, they did a pretty good job of changing up what they were doing defensively from the year before, and it kind of threw us off a little bit because the first game you're always going to have some of that. And we missed some throws. Robert missed some throws that he normally makes, and I think if he makes those throws, we're on schedule, but we weren't. So we had to get back on schedule. We actually went back to our 10-play script that we started the game with to get back in rhythm, and it worked because we scored the first drive coming out. So I think that helped us get back in rhythm. Obviously, Kendon Fusel played an unbelievable second half. Siobhan Ray, those guys all played well in the second half, and I think that helps as well. Defensively, didn't change much, to be honest with you. We just, we had to crisp some things up, get some calls in faster from a coaching perspective, but the kids did a really good job of taking ownership of it and going out and fixing some things in the second half and played physical up front. And, our back end, did a really good job of identifying what they were trying to do to us.
One thing you said after the game that I did like, we're not here to play close. What else did you tell the team after that game?
Yeah, really, it's just, those games are not won on Saturday. Those games are won on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And, quite honestly, I don't think we had a great week of practice last week. I thought our Wednesday was lackluster, and I thought our Thursday was not what my expectations would be. And I think we need to do a better job this week of winning the game on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Well, they asked you about Andre, violating team rules. What's his status right now with his team?
He's still under suspension right now, so we're discussing that as a staff as we move forward. I'll let you know.
You guys had some chunk plays on offense, specifically in the second half. What can that do for the offense to help them build confidence, but also in future weeks as well?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know we're going to see a front like that in any game we play the rest of the way. Maybe Weber State, maybe Central Arc. I can't. That was an incredible front of 7 guys that played really fast. Those DNs are experienced. I don't think we're going to see that. So I think it gave us confidence. That if we can fix some protection stuff, obviously our quarterback and receivers can make some big plays. And I think that's really what the message was coming out of there is fix those other things and you'll be moving the ball pretty consistently. And I thought KG ran the ball well. I thought, we didn't run the ball great, but we ran it effectively. And, obviously you see Damian Moore and, makes an incredible run to start the scoring in the second half and runs the safety over and keeps going to the end zone. And that's what a guy like that played, rushed for, I think, 900 yards at Cal his freshman year. I mean, that's what kind of guy you got in him.
Healthy coming out of the game, any bumps and bruises?
I mean, really healthy, to be honest with you. We didn't have one guy leave the game with an injury, a couple cramps, but I think for the most part, all our guys are back, and all of them will be practicing today. So could happen to get Devin Gibbs back this week too. I mean, he's on the mend and he's looking really good. He'll practice some this week, so we'll see if we can get him back out there.
Mississippi Valley State, what can you tell us about them?
Well, they had a tough one last week against Tennessee State, traveling up there to Nashville. But, I think they're going to be a talented ball club. I know they're talented. I watched their film. They got some guys that can run and new staff, their second year, just like we are. And new defensive staff. Actually, a guy we saw at Commerce last year was defensive coordinator there, is now the defensive coordinator there. So we got some familiarity with him and the way he operates his defense. So I think that gives us, a little bit of comfort because we know what to expect. But I do think that for us, it's always about taking care of what Lamar does, and I think if we would have done that last week, we would have won. We would have won the game,
Home opener, got to be real excited. Get the fans out, and just everything leading up to the game is real exciting. Get that first home game on the schedule.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, it's going to be great to be back in our own home stadium, and hopefully our crowd sees what we did on Saturday and comes out and knows that it's just going to keep getting better. I always say the biggest improvements from game 1 to game 2, so let's see if we can get out there and improve and show everybody what we're really all about and pack that stadium, make it tough for Mississippi Valley when they're on offense.
Kind of on that point, is there one specific area that you think y'all will be really better at from week 1 to week 2?
I mean, we had 11 penalties. I don't think we had more than 7 all year last year in any one game. So that's something we have to clean up. I think and 5 of them were false starts, which it had nothing to do with the crowd. So it was just jumpy or, just guys not focusing in on the snap count. So we have to get better at that. I think that's where that and then on offense, obviously protecting the passer, making sure that we can figure out ways to protect him, whether it's with keeping a tight end in or, 2 backs, whatever it is. We can't have our quarterback on the ground as many times as he was. Sacked 7 times, probably hit another half a dozen times. So, Robert's a tough guy. He's going to keep getting up as long as his body will allow him to. But, man, I feel like a reckless coach if I keep letting him go out there and get hit like that.
I think last year you talked about you have to believe that you can win before you win. Did you sense that belief on the sideline in the second half last Saturday, I guess? And then do you sense that belief just with this team in general?
I did. I mean, I went in the locker room at halftime and I walked in there thinking I'd see a quiet group of guys, kind of crying in their soup and, but they were actually keeping each other accountable in there, talking about things they had to get better at, what they thought stunk in the first half. And honestly, I didn't even say anything. I just walked back out and talked to the coaches and, we got our game plan back together and then went in and talked to them right before they went out and just said, hey, man, like you wanted to be there. It's 18-0. Could have been way worse. It's 18-0 right now. We got a chance to come back. Defense has done a pretty good job in the second quarter. We got to put one in the end zone. If we do that, you should have the belief that we're going to win. We went right down the field and scored. And, I think our guys at that point really – we didn't have any panic on the sideline, which I saw a bunch last year. Guys pointing fingers, guys blaming each other. I didn't see any of that. I saw guys encouraging each other. Coaches were getting after guys. Guys were, yes, coach, understand. I'll get that fixed. So I think all those things are positive for us. We just need to keep moving forward.
You kind of touched on it at halftime. You let the team go in first, and then the coaches come in afterwards.
Well, the team goes in the locker room, and we meet as coaches right outside. First as a full staff just to say, hey, this is operationally, we need to fix this, get this better. And then they break up offense and defense. And we talk about what the plan is going to be coming out in the second half. And then usually I'll give my 2 cents to both sides of the ball on what I saw and what I think, we got to do in the second half to be successful. And then we go talk to the guys. If we have any adjustments, we have any things now we have sideline video. So we could bring the video in there, show them some things we want to get better at. We can tag plays and bring them in there and say, hey, when they do this, we got to take care of that. So great benefit of having technology on the sideline.
Does the holiday affect the schedule at all?
Yeah, we brought them in a little later. Usually bring them in early in the morning because we're a morning practice team. So with the late trip back, we wanted to give them a little time to rest yesterday and this morning. I think they were in the building at 9:30. And then they'll have the rest of the day to kind of chill out and watch the game tonight.
Any other questions for Coach?
You talked about this week being the home opener, but actually the next 3 games are at home. How good is that for the team?
Oh, it's great. I mean, there's nothing like being home. And I think what our fans showed last year at the end of the year is that they're going to show up as long as we put a good product. And, if they watch the game, hopefully they saw enough from us that they want to come out and spend their Saturday night with us and pack that stadium and tailgate and just have a great time, because it really is going to be fun for the next 3 games.